Now, since we're on the topic of coasters, we do have a question related to coasters. This comes from Matt O. It's a two-parter. The first one is what is the probability of the park getting another roller coaster? And if so, would it be wooden or metal?
That is a great question. Of course, we are known for our award-winning wooden roller coasters here at Knoebels. And the answer to that question is
It seems like a short time ago we were here doing this very same thing, and we're back at it once again. Hello everyone watching. Joining me once again is my friend Stacy, and we're here to give you our behind the scenes early preview look at the 2025 season of Knoebels. First off, Stacy, it's great to see you again. We've worked together for 3 years now, and this is something I look forward to each and every season.
I look forward to it too. There is so much that happens in the off season, so many new things to look forward to, from brand new food items to ride restoration to maybe the reappearance of some things within the park that haven't been open for a little while.
Okay. Now, those of you watching, if you haven't seen our previous videos, if you could just briefly explain what you do here at the park.
Sure. So I do public relations here at the park, but also have an amazing team that plans the events here and also works in guest relations here. So really just focused on welcoming our guests to the best of our ability and telling everyone all the amazing things here at Knoebels.
And it's also an exciting milestone, as this is the 99th year that the park has been open, correct?
There's so much fun in store for the 100th season already. Planning has been in the works for several years now, and we're excited to welcome our guests for that. But first, we have so much to talk about for our 99.
And there's also a couple anniversaries this year as well, with a few rides we'll talk about later. And also, for the very first time ever, we're going to be doing a small Q&A throughout the video. We're going to be answering some questions that were submitted to us. So stay tuned for that. But more importantly, I don't want to waste any more time. I'm excited to see what's in store for the 99 season. So are you ready?
I'm ready to go.
If you're ready as well, just come along with us. Okay, so over here in the kiddie section, we stopped off at what was formerly the ball crawl, and right now it's temporary storage for, is this the Red Baron?
It is the Red Baron. Yes, we have various ways that we store our rides in the off season. Some of them stay partially intact, others have components that are sent away for non-destructive testing, with safety being our priority here. Others are taken into shops behind the scenes, and really some rides, of course, are easier to reassemble than others, so we are still in the process with some of them. This particular ride, fun fact, Jay, is that we use 3 of the Red Baron planes in our Joy Through the Grove display. So we started off using 2, and this year we actually had 3 of them within the display.
They do become Christmas decorations.
They are Christmas decorations.
Awesome. So we're at an area of the park that is very familiar to a lot of guests. Right next to the hand cars is a ride that, I guess it's more an attraction, but a ride that's been talked about, and there's some big changes coming to it, and it looks much different than we've seen it last year. So what are we looking at right now?
This is the Sky Slide. It has not operated since 2019, and we have started the restoration process, and like many of the restoration work that we do here at the park, it's unique. You don't really see an attraction like this at other places. So it is going to be quite a big deal to restore this, as there really isn't anything else to go off of. This actually was a space simulation attraction many, many years ago, and we relocated it, sat it up right, and made it a really fun slide that generations have been able to enjoy. So I can't wait to bring my kiddo on this ride. I enjoyed it as a kid, and my parents will get to watch their grandkid, and it's like that for so many different attractions here at the park. Multi-generational, you know, the grandparents enjoying it, and you kind of grow up with the park. You know, you start off in the kiddie area, you move on to the thrill rides, and then you find yourself back in the kiddie area when you have a family of your own.
And at one point, this was actually pretty close to being scrapped, is that correct? Or at least not an attraction anymore for guests?
So we heard guest feedback. We weren't sure if this was something that we really wanted to invest in, and our guests told us that this absolutely is one of those things that, you know, maybe it's not the biggest thrill ride, but it's just nostalgic, and it's part of who we are here to maintain and preserve things that maybe can't be found anywhere else.
And it's expected to be open in a coming season, not this season?
You'll see a lot of work being done this season. We don't anticipate it being open this season, but we will certainly keep our guests up to date.
But as guests do come to the park, they can always come and look at the progress.
Absolutely, that's one of the unique things about the park too. You know, even if you're visiting the park for breakfast in the morning before it opens, you could walk around and watch our maintenance team inspect rides. You can watch the people that prep the park do their thing, you know, do everything that it takes behind the scenes, but you get inside look at it. We are going to chat a little bit about our food here, and what better place to do it than Stony Gables. And for this segment, I am going to have Ethan Knoebels join me to give some information. Ethan is 5th generation of the Knoebels family. Currently we have 3rd, 4th, and 5th generation family members that are here on a daily basis that help make this place what it is. So Ethan is one of the newest members of our full-time team here. And Ethan, you're a history buff, so you know quite a bit about history in general, but your family's park as well.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of history here, specifically in this building. So this building was built in 1933. It was designed by Jennings Knoebels, who's a 2nd generation family member. Well, at one point was a family member here. He helped design this building. We opened it up in 33. It stood as a summer cottages for families. They could rent it either all season long for a variety of weeks. Did that for 40 years until 1973, and then it became Stony Gables, what it is today. So it is now a candy shop. It has fudge here. We have our Wurzels that we'll talk about, but there's a lot of really unique offerings here at the Stony Gables. And recently, this past off-season, we remodeled part of this building here to make it easier to get in and out of here to get those sweet treats. And we have a lot of different sweet treats we're offering this year and some other treats. One of those sweet treats is the Cosmo Chocolate Pop. So this is a very unique treat we're going to be offering here. It's a chocolate Cosmo, so you'll have to look around the park to get these here. One of the other things we're offering here specifically in Stony Gables is more fudge. It's going to be some different fudge offerings that we typically haven't offered in the past, but also throughout the park there's a lot of new food this year too.
There are. One of the locations that reopened last year was the Mexican Pavilion at our International Food Court. This year we will be adding in a Mexican rice bowl to that stand, so be sure that you stop by to check out the offerings at the International Food Court. That's actually also the location that we serve our famous, amazing breakfast every morning. A lot of our campers and locals like to come down into the park and watch it wake up and grab a delicious, affordable breakfast. And another stand that is sometimes missed in that building is Dexter's Deli. Now, Ethan, I think I'm going to need your help with this one, but there is a new item there called German sushi, and it's my understanding that there is no fish in this sushi.
There's not, and the reason we're calling it sushi, though, is because it's served like sushi. So it's cut up in little serving sizes, kind of like that look like sushi. Mm-hmm. It's a Fiesta corn dog, so it's lightly battered, deep fried. We slice it up in that sushi-like look, and then we put Dijon mustard on top, hot cheese, and sauerkraut on top of that. So We call it German sushi because it's German-like food. However, it's presented as if it's sushi.
That is amazing. And just a few steps away from where we are right now is the Bavarian Nut Shack. And there is a brand new food item there as well. It's something I'm really looking forward to. I'll be the best customer.
So we have acai bowls now offered there. So we have 3 different acai bowls we're going to be offering at the Bavarian Nut Shop. It has a bunch of different food, even some food from the Bavarian Nut Shop is going to be added in there. So
that's amazing. That sounds great. Out near where our Power Surge had been in the past, we will be adding in a food stand there. We'll be providing details on that location later on this season, but definitely opens up that space with the relocation of Power Surge.
So during those dog days of summer when it's super hot out, we've decided to offer even more frozen and unique treats to keep you cool, starting with our Brain Freeze drink. It's a really unique thing we're having this year where it is a slushie on one layer and then it's going to be Dippin' Dots layered in between the slushie. So it's going to be offered at our frozen slushie stand across from Casa de Refrescos. But another cool frozen thing we're doing this year is called 40 Below Joe, and it's kind of similar to Dippin' Dots, but not quite.
40 Below Joe will be offered at our Cookie Nook, which is already home to a variety of coffee-flavored treats, and it is a frozen beaded coffee treat, similar to Dippin' Dots, but definitely stop by the Cookie Nook to get your coffee fix.
And another one of our offerings we're having this year that we had last year was our Roaring Creek Ripple. So last season, our old mill turned 50 years old. It's a really big monumental anniversary. So we wanted to have a new and exclusive flavor at the old mill that year. It was a really big hit. So we're going to continue to have it this season at the park. It's called Roaring Creek Ripple. Encourage you to go try it out. It's really good.
Just like the park will be turning 100 next year, Crystal Pool will be as well.
That's right.
It was here for opening day in 1926.
Okay, so as part of our Q&A today, we have our first question from Megan M. It's a 2-part question. First part is, when can Bayern Kurve be expected to open, and will it be open for the 2025 summer season?
Thank you so much for the question. I know this is a much anticipated ride for a number of reasons. One of those reasons being that there is currently only one other one operating in the United States right now. So this will be a unique experience of a ride of days gone by that you'll be able to experience right here at Knoebels. And I'd love to give a definite opening date for it, but the best answer that I can give is that we'll open it when it is absolutely perfect. When our team takes on restoration projects like this, you never know really what you're going to encounter, but what we do know is that we're always going to do it right. And sometimes that includes, bringing rides up to modern day safety standards or making some modifications to the ride system that just makes more sense for our operation here. So our team has done a lot of work behind the scenes. You'll notice that we do have ride car on the track and it is functioning the way it should. Initially, the ride had a different motor system. Now each of the cars actually have their own individual motor and they articulate when they are on the track. So that's why it kind of looks like the seat in the loading position there is in line with the loading station and the wheels are sideways. So the car actually articulates.
Now the second part to Megan's question is that larger parks such as Cedar Point, Dorney, etc. host behind the scenes preview events to give guests safe tours of backstage areas not visible during your average park visit. Is this something that Knoebels would ever consider doing?
Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, Jay, you could even speak to this. We have done it before for some major ride anniversaries. So Daffy has actually helped us with a raffle opportunity that they raised money for charity and gave a behind the scenes tour for the Haunted Mansion's major anniversaries. So that might have been one of the first times that I met you, Jay. But that is something that we do on rare occasions. But it's definitely something that we won't say won't ever happen. Some of the ways that we make that happen is with some of our roller coaster enthusiast groups as well. So our American coaster enthusiasts come and visit us, and we do give behind the scenes tours with them as well. And in some situations, like a brand new ride opening, we also will auction off first rides. So there's a really strong chance that for Bayern Kurve's opening, maybe for our Knoebels Cares program, we will raffle off some of those first rides, and we'll be sure to get those details out to you if we do.
Now, Stacy, I wanted to throw in too that I know, for example, with the delay of the Bayern Kurve, there was also a delay when Flying Turns opened up. I know it was pushed back a few seasons, and I think it boils down to, you could correct me if I'm wrong, is that when you guys bring on a brand new ride or one-of-a-kind ride, that there's going to be unexpected things that do take place, unforeseen circumstances that do just push progress behind even longer. Is that pretty much the case with this?
Yes, and there are also other situations with the amount of work that we do internally here with our maintenance team that maybe we need to shift our team somewhere else. You know, maybe there is a parts delay. There could be a whole host of delays, but rest assured we are working on it, even if we're working on it behind the scenes, and we'll get this open and running when it's perfect.
As we transition away from the Bayern Kurve area, coming towards the front of the park near the giant wheel, guests may notice something missing. What's going on here, Stacy?
Sure. So part of operating Knoebels is like a chess game, as Ethan said. We want to find the best location for the rides and also think strategically about our future. So one of the things that we found with trying to open a permanent model of Power Surge was that we had additional needs, so we could not open it at the site that we had the previous version, which was a portable model. In thinking of guest feedback, we had heard that the downdraft being in this location, especially at an area that we assist our guests who have special needs, we heard that this ride was incredibly loud and maybe not the best location. So we actually picked up a ride from here. It's a transportable version of it, and we'll stop by and show you where downdraft will be this season. This will actually be the brand new site of Power Surge. So this will not make opening day this year, but we are well underway here at preparing the site for Power Surge. And once the site is prepared, it shouldn't be too much longer after that that we are able to get the Power Surge reopened.
Are they anticipating this season?
We are aiming for that, and we will certainly provide updates for that as the season progresses.
I think I made a new friend at the park.
I don't have any food, buddy. This is the former site of the Power Surge. We have decided to move our Dippin' Dots stand a bit so that our Flying Frogs game has a little bit more space when those lines for Dippin' Dots get long on a hot summer day. We will also be adding some seating here and an additional food stand.
All right, our next question comes from Sophia R. She asks, was there or is there any plans at all to ever extend the track or to add more onto the Pioneer train ride?
So the simple answer to that is, as of right now, there are no plans to add on to the track, but I think what we have all learned about Knoebels is never say never, so I will certainly pass along that suggestion. Fun fact, a few years ago we actually purchased another train just in case we need it to operate an additional train. With its popularity, I think especially during Hollow Fun, we can never have enough trains on this track. It is absolutely amazing ride for all ages. It's celebrating 65 years here at Knoebels. We actually opened Pioneer Train and Old Smoky both in the same year. So 65 years of this incredible family ride that you never know, you might see some squirrel at the corn feeders or even deer.
Now we're currently outside my favorite ride, none other than the Haunted Mansion, and we actually have a Haunted Mansion related question. This comes from Kevin H. He says, I've heard a lot of stories on who owns the haunted house. I heard her is an outside vendor to the Knoebels family. Please put this to rest.
Understand completely why someone would think that. A lot of times if we don't know the answer to something, we try to figure it out ourselves, but the Haunted Mansion is owned by Knoebels. The reason that we charge for tickets for this that is not included in any ride passes is simply to protect the ride. So a lot of the classic haunted houses that still exist today, they protect it with chicken wire or plexiglass over the props, and we do not here. So our team works really hard to preserve this amazing 51-year-old attraction, and we do so to prevent people from rewriting over and over again to kind of learn where everything is. That is actually why we charge per ride.
All right now we have a special guest, fourth generation Knoebel, Mr. Brian Knoebel here, and this question is directed to him and his family. This question comes from John S. He wants to know, how difficult is it for Knoebel's family members and full-time employees to have a life outside the park, particularly during the busy season, while also managing such a special place?
It is not easy, but if you allow Knoebels or maybe any business to eat you, it will. My dad would always tell the story of the Greek mythology. You cut off the head of the monster and 7 more grow, and you just can never ever stay ahead. And that it's true. It's a perfect example. It's challenging. You have to leave. If you let Knoebels eat you, it will. It is just a huge operation, because most of our fans know us for the amusement park, but it's the golf course and the restaurant that's at the golf course, 2 campgrounds. It's the Crystal Pool. There's so much,
Lumberyard.
Lumberyard, yeah, exactly. There's just so much in this organization. By the end of the day, it's a good organization. I try to sneak away a couple of days in the summer. Having a cell phone, where people can get a hold of you and access, to your email and texts. You can go away. You're never truly away. You don't turn your cell phone off. It's we're always connected. I don't know. We might like it that way just a little bit. So it's then in the off season, try and get away from time to time. Most of the time, it's industry events. How to make Knoebels better. But there was a saying recently. There's just something about not having to put on a Knoebels shirt every day. So if you can get away, you're still connected, but you're not wearing that shirt. It's as close to a day off as any of us have. When our family are in the park, and you see a family that you saw earlier in the summer, pretty humbling feeling. That's pretty touching. That family could have chosen to go to another amusement park, go hiking, go fishing, go kayaking, maybe a Phillies baseball game, but they chose to come here. That means our team did a fantastic job kind of rolling out that red carpet, making them feel special, that they want to say, we didn't get to see Knoebels or didn't get to do everything at Knoebels that we wanted to. Let's go back. Or we had such a great time, positive family memories. Let's go back. We want to do it again. Seeing those families is just a humbling feeling. It's where we got our motivation from. Sometimes we'll even go up to the campground. Now, again, humble people, we don't always say who we are when we're out in the park. Sometimes we'll go up to the campground. Maybe we're feeling a little blah. Maybe we're tired. We go up to the campground, introduce ourselves to a legacy family, and ask why they come here. And they bring out the family and they tell us, my favorite ride this, I have a memory over here. When are you going to bring this ride back? I remember this. I remember from yesteryear. And just to see the family light up when they're telling that story, words cannot describe the feeling that it gives my entire family.
All right, I think that sums it up pretty well, but thanks for your time, Brian. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming. April 26th. Can't wait to see everybody. Thank you.
Okay, we're now in a location that we checked out last year that officially opened, and we're here because we have another question related to something behind here. So this question comes from Jessica W. It's a 2-parter. The first part says, tell Stacy hello. She's an absolute sweetheart, and we were fortunate to get to meet her last year. And the second part is, my son is dying to know if the old play area behind the kiddie bumper cars will be getting fixed up. He's seen all my photos of Mom playing on it and has always wanted to play there himself.
That is an excellent question. And last year was the first full year for Cosmos Clubhouse as the character meet and greet area. And we were asked that question over and over again. And we have some really exciting updates to share. We are so excited to welcome our guests back to Cosmos play area for the first time since 2019. We did not open it our 2020 season. This was another situation that we were really unsure of whether or not this was going to be reopened. And we heard you. We heard our guests saying, I played on this as a kiddo. I can't wait for my kid to experience it. So you could do so this year.
So we're coming up on another ride that was closed last year. It looks like there is some progress being made on it, and that is the Paratrooper. Can you tell us what's going on with that?
Sure. So we are doing everything that we can to have it ready to go for opening day. If we cannot get it open for opening day, you will definitely be able to experience it this season. As you can see, we've already started some of the staging for it. And that's just another one of those classic rides that our guests were asking about last season that we will be happy to welcome back to our ride lineup this season.
So we have Ethan with us once again. And Ethan, it's my understanding that the park is celebrating some anniversaries, particularly with a couple coasters. Can you tell us more about that?
So we do have 2 roller coasters celebrating an anniversary this season. Impulse is turning 10 years old. We put that ride in 2015. And the Phoenix will be celebrating 40 years of operation here at the park. In 1985, we moved it from San Antonio, Texas, resurrected it as the Phoenix roller coaster. And last season, we can happily say it won the Golden Ticket Award again for the best wooden roller coaster. So we'll have some merchandise for both the Phoenix and Impulse available at gift shops throughout the park, and really looking to celebrate the Phoenix here turning 40 years old. So this past off season, we did do some work on our coasters, specifically our wooden roller coasters. We did some track work on both the Phoenix and the Twister. We also did some structural work here at the Phoenix roller coaster. So we're always trying to keep good care of our roller coasters, especially our wooden ones. They're definitely close to the heart of the family and the park here, so we really try to put a lot of effort into keeping them as special as they are.
And fun fact, for those of you who may be wondering, I did ask Ethan off camera. He stated that the Phoenix is his favorite ride of the park.
It is my favorite ride. It's my favorite roller coaster and my favorite ride.
Now, since we're on the topic of coasters, we do have a question related to coasters. This comes from Matt O. It's a 2-parter. The first one is what is the probability of the park getting another roller coaster? And if so, would it be wooden or metal?
That is a great question. Of course, we are known for our award-winning wooden roller coasters here at Knoebels. And we do get asked that question a lot. And people speculate, where would they put it? Or would they relocate a ride? Would they build new? What would it be? And the answer to that question is we are always listening to guest feedback and reviewing ways that we can make the park a better experience. So we don't have anything concrete in the works right now, but we certainly are always speaking with various ride manufacturers and our own in-house roller coaster designers. John Fetterman is an absolutely brilliant team member here at the park who had designed Twister roller coaster and was very involved in flying turns as well. And it's, we certainly know that between the team here at Knoebels and ride manufacturers and our guests' inspiration and the family's input, that there's always a possibility for something new and exciting here at the park.
We're now back here behind Fandango because a ride is now calling its permanent home back here. None other than Rocco plane, which operated briefly last year during Hollow Fun Nights, but there's actually more in store for it. Can you tell us about it, Ethan?
Absolutely. So we love our classic rides here at the park. So 2 seasons ago, we opened up the Rocco plane along the main boulevard in what used to be the Power Surges location. So it operated there 2 seasons ago. As you mentioned, last season, we were able to open up the Rocco plane in its new home for the Hollow Fun season. But for this season, it's planning to be here permanently. So the Rocco plane is going to have a permanent home here over by the Fandango and the Phoenix. Really neat for this season is we're adding a lighting package onto it. So it's going to look like it's old neon. However, it's not. It's actually LED lights. So it's going to be able to have different colors on it, but it's going to have that old nostalgic look to it. The other really neat thing is we're adding a sign in the direct middle of the ride. It's going to say Rocco playing on it. It'll spin as the ride spins with it. So some unique enhancements for its new permanent home here.
Now, Ethan, I did learn last year that both Rocco Plain and Phoenix used to call Texas home. Is that correct?
They did, and now they're neighbors. So the Phoenix came from San Antonio, Texas, and the Rocco Plain came from Lubbock, Texas.
Now we're going to be walking over to another corner of the park, which is also near Fandango, and used to be home to the Wipeout. And now this new ride here, well, I should say a ride that's familiar to the park, calling this new location home.
Yep, so it is a old classic ride we've had here before, but in a new location. So the downdraft is now moving to where it used to be the Wipeouts location. As we saw earlier, we are moving the power surge to where the downdraft was previous to this. So now the downdraft is going to be back in this corner of the park here, over where we have our Fandango and the Phoenix. Looking to hopefully have that ready for the 2025 season.
We're now back up here by the Crystal Pool in front of one of the former gift shops, because Matthew O has a second question, which asks, the treasure chest and airbrush studio have been closed for years. Are there any plans to use them for anything new?
That is another great question. My goodness, this has been so much fun taking questions from the Knoebels Connoisseurs group. We appreciate how truly engaged you are with the park and how much you care about what's happening at the park. So the treasure chest gift shop, we do have plans in motion to reopen the shop. We have team members actively working on it. Our gift shops department has been working really hard over the years to ensure that we can staff as much as possible, and we are happy to say that each year has been better and better. So we do have a plan in place. The airbrush studio will not open as an airbrush studio. It has been utilized as storage, and for the time being, that's what we will keep it.
Now, do you know if treasure chest will be opening this season, or is that
We're
up in the air?
actively working on it, so there's a very good chance, and we'll be sure to keep everybody in the know with it.
Now, these questions have been great, like you said, and I do want to throw out a bonus question that someone also asked.
Sure.
I don't remember the name, but they asked if the resident swans have names or not.
Not that I know of. That is a great question. I will work to find that out. Our resident eagles, which I think a lot of people miss out on, they're kind of tucked away back behind Black Diamond. They are named Henry and Hattie after the park's founders. But the swans, I've never heard a name for them. So I will see if they do have names, and if not, maybe we need to name them. Maybe we need to have the connoisseurs name them.
Yeah, stay tuned. So off camera, we did speak to both Drew and Lenny, the caretakers of the Haunted Mansion, of course, my favorite ride of the park. And of course, I always have to ask, has anything changed since last season? And in their own cryptic way, they did say, yes, there is something new to look forward to. They won't even tell me, as much as they know I love the ride, many times I've been here, they won't even tell me what exactly it is. They just said, you'll know it when you see it. And I said, can you at least give me a roundabout area of where in the ride it is? They said middle. So that doesn't help all that much, but they said you'll see it without a doubt. So those of you like me who love dark rides at the Haunted Mansion, there is something new to look forward to for the 2025 season. And of course, that will be my first ride of the day on opening day. Now, gearing into next year, we're jumping ahead a little bit here, but next year obviously is the big 100-year anniversary of Knoebels. It's a milestone. And I'm just curious, I'm sure many others are as well, is there going to be any possibility of a celebration or an event to celebrate the commemoration of that, or maybe even a possibility of an announcement of something coming in the future? Can you share anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. So for several years now, we have been working on
We got a visitor.
friendly neighborhood squirrel. We have been working, I don't have any
He wants to be in the video too.
We have been working several years on plans for the big 100th. It's a really big deal for a number of reasons for any business, but especially for a family-owned and operated business to, have now 5 generations of the Knoebel family, and just as importantly, generations of guests and generations of team members here with us. So it is going to be a really big celebration that honors our past and then definitely looks ahead to our future. Some of our various steering committees do have some concrete plans in place. The Knoebels family has given the green light on several projects, and you could definitely expect a big celebration. There will be season-long opportunities for guests who can't make it here on the actual anniversary, and then you can definitely expect some big announcements as well.
Okay, so although we're just on the beginning of the 99th season, I just really can't look forward enough to next year. I mean, I've been coming to this park for over 40 years, so I can only imagine what the future holds for the Knoebels Park and family. Now, is there anything that we haven't covered so far that you just want to mention at the end here?
No, we're just really excited to welcome everybody out for our 99th season. We look forward to seeing familiar faces and meeting new friends from year to year. And we just thank you for being here, Jay.
Yeah,
this is so much fun.
As you know, I've said before, this is something I look forward to each and every year, and I'm just so fortunate and honored to have this opportunity to work with you and the Knoebels family. So, I mean, just a huge special thanks to you, Ethan, Brian, and the whole Knoebels family and park. The staff, I mean, like I said, I can't say enough things. I can't put it into words as to how special of a place this is. And anyone who's able to come here, whether it's once or dozens of times, could truly understand what it means to call this place their favorite park. I mean, it's just worlds and bounds apart from other places around. And I was talking to Ethan off camera saying, one of the things I truly appreciate is the history that a lot of the rides came from different parks. And maybe your ancestors maybe rode them at those different parks. Now they're here, refurbished for future generations to enjoy. So that's pretty awesome.
It is. It's a truly special place. And, you know, it's a place that hopefully just brings pure joy and happiness to all who visit. Mm-hmm. And we look forward to being that hometown park that people of all generations can make memories for years to come.
And all we hope for is good weather for opening weekend, right? Because
today's been questionable. For that. Yeah. Yes.
It's been windy and rainy off and on, but we made it work. Now, if you guys want to stay up to date on any things that Knoebels is going to be sharing with you for the season and beyond, make sure to check the links down below for both their Facebook page and their website. But again, thank you for the awesome opportunity to come here. I'm really excited for this season. And although a lot of things have changed, a lot of things are still kind of similar.
Yes. But
one thing I'm definitely trying is going to be that German sushi.
Yes.
That has my name written all over because I'm half German. So I'm good to go for that. So anyways, guys, appreciate you coming along for the behind the scenes look and early preview of the 2025 season here at Knoebels. Thanks to all of you for watching. Thanks to Stacy once again. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.